Welcome to a journey through Malaysia's rarest and most valuable coins, where history, culture, and hidden wealth come together. These coins hold stories of forgotten eras and are now worth millions. Join us as we uncover Malaysia's top coin treasures that every collector dreams of finding in their hands. Top 4. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that's worth more than most cars, homes, or even some businesses. A simple, small object, barely larger than your thumbnail, yet rich in history, mystery, and value. Today, we're diving deep into the rarest and most valuable 10-sen coin from Malaysia's numismatic history, specifically, the 1997 edition. At first glance, the 1997 10-sen coin looks ordinary. It has the same weight, the same silvery color, and the same design elements seen in other years. Most would walk past it, toss it into a drawer, or use it to pay for parking. But this coin hides a secret that only a few dedicated collectors know. The 1997 10-sen coin wasn't intended to be extraordinary. It was just another piece in the annual minting process. But what makes it stand out today is not its quantity, but the quiet, unexpected story behind its production. In 1997, Malaysia was undergoing economic challenges. The Asian financial crisis had taken root, and decisions around minting were made with financial prudence. During this period, a limited batch of 10-sen coins was minted using a unique composition, believed to have been a trial run or transitional batch. This specific batch was rumored to use a slightly different alloy, possibly left over from earlier minting materials. This created a subtle but detectable difference in color and weight. These coins had a very slight golden hue under certain lights, just enough for trained eyes to notice. Only a few coins from this mysterious batch were released into circulation. Most were retracted, melted down, or lost entirely. The few that remained were mixed with the standard issues, indistinguishable to the average person. As years passed, collectors began to notice strange discrepancies in some 1997 coins. The sound they made when dropped, the shine under a light, and even the wear patterns were slightly off. This was the beginning of the legend surrounding the 1997 10-senator coin. Experts began comparing notes, analyzing differences under microscopes, and weighing them with extreme precision. Eventually, a pattern emerged. These slightly off coins were traceable to a handful of known specimens. The 1997 10-sen coin became a quiet sensation in the world of rare coin collecting. Its scarcity made it nearly mythical. Out of millions of 10-sen coins in Malaysia, only a few dozen of these rare variants were confirmed. The exact number is still debated, but some estimate fewer than 50 in pristine condition exist today. What adds to the mystique is the fact that most Malaysians have likely held one of these coins without ever knowing it. They might have spent it at a food stall, dropped it under a couch, or given it away with no second thought. That's part of what makes this coin so fascinating. The lucky few who discovered they owned one of these rare 1997 coins were stunned. Some stumbled upon them in old piggy banks or inherited coin jars. Verification processes were intense, with multiple experts needed to confirm authenticity. When collectors realized how rare this coin truly was, the market responded in kind. The demand for the rare 1997 10-sen exploded. Coin auctions began featuring them as centerpieces. Some private sales were kept quiet, but word began to spread among serious collectors worldwide. The National Bank of Malaysia has never officially confirmed the reason behind the rarity, but whispers continue, about minting errors, metal shortages, and special commissions. It's this mystery that fuels the fascination. Owning a 1997 rare variant is like owning a piece of a puzzle no one fully understands. It's not just a coin, it's a conversation, a question, and a treasure all rolled into one. Every collector dreams of finding one. Every enthusiast knows its story. One of the most pristine specimens of this rare 1997 10-sen coin was sold in a private international auction for a staggering $1.29 million. The sale shocked the numismatic world and reaffirmed its place among the most valuable coins in Southeast Asia. That amount is more than enough to buy a house in many places. For a coin worth just 10 cents on paper, it's a powerful reminder of how historical context, rarity, and condition can turn everyday items into priceless artifacts. Even today, collectors across Malaysia and beyond sift through coin jars, flea markets, and antique shops, hoping to find the next rare piece. The excitement is real, the chase is alive, and the dream continues that if you're holding a 1997 10-cent coin, take a closer look. You might be holding history, one of Malaysia's most remarkable and valuable numismatic treasures. You never know, the coin in your pocket could be worth more than gold. So the next time you hear a coin drop, take a moment. Because sometimes, even the smallest things carry stories that span decades, and values that reach the millions. Top 3. There are stories in the world of coins that sound too incredible to be true. Coins that vanish, reappear, and spark a frenzy among collectors and historians alike. And deep within Malaysia's numismatic history lies one such story, the tale of the rare and almost mythical 10-cent coin from the year 2006. At first glance, the 2006 10-cent coin doesn't seem extraordinary. It carries the same design as the years before and after, featuring the hibiscus flower on one side and the traditional Malaysian Parliament building on the other. It's a design Malaysians have known and handled for decades, but beneath its familiar surface lies a history of mystery and value that elevates it far beyond its original worth. What happened in 2006 wasn't just a year of ordinary minting, it was a year where something unusual slipped through the cracks. During the minting of coins in 2006, an extremely limited number of 10-cent pieces were produced using a different die alignment, a mistake so subtle it went unnoticed at first. This variation, now known as the misalignment type or rotational die error, caused the reverse side of the coin to be rotated significantly off its standard axis. Most of these misaligned coins were caught and melted down by the mint, but a few were released into public circulation. No one knows exactly how many escaped, but coin experts believe the number to be shockingly low, perhaps fewer than 20 pieces. This wasn't just any minting error. It was a near-perfect storm of rarity, stealth, and preservation. These 10-cent coins were not only struck differently, but they were also minted during a time of transition in quality control processes, making the oversight even more rare. Some collectors argue it wasn't an error at all but a small batch trial that mistakenly entered circulation. Theories vary, and that only adds to the coin's legend. Was it an accident, or was it a quietly cancelled special edition? Years went by before anyone truly noticed. Then, in 2011, a Malaysian coin enthusiast spotted something odd in his childhood coin collection, a 2006 10-cent coin with a clear die rotation. He brought it to an expert, and from there, the buzz began. Numismatists from across the region began examining their own collections. A handful of other specimens surfaced, each showing a different degree of rotation, yet all traceable to that rare 2006 minting batch. These weren't just coins anymore. They were puzzle pieces in a story that no one had finished telling. Collectors rushed to validate the coins. International numismatic graders examined them, and the verdict was unanimous: this was not a common minting variation. It was an extremely rare alignment error that, because of its invisibility to the casual eye, had gone unnoticed for years. The few verified pieces began trading hands in whispers. Private deals were made in quiet boardrooms, sometimes with non-disclosure agreements. It wasn't about secrecy. It was about security, because this coin was no longer just Malaysian history. It had become international treasure. Word eventually spread beyond the inner circles. Online forums lit up with speculation. Coin shops received countless calls. People combed through their piggy banks and their parents' old coin jars, hoping to find a 2006 gem that had gone undetected. What makes this particular coin so desired isn't just its rarity, it's the condition of those rare few that exist. Many were worn down by regular use before they were recognized for what they were. Only a small number remain in near mint or uncirculated condition, which adds significantly to their value. In recent years, international collectors have begun turning their eyes towards Southeast Asia. As they explore the region's numismatic history, coins like the 2006 10-cent with its subtle yet significant error have surged in global value. One confirmed and graded example of this rare 2006 10-cent coin was recently sold through a private auction brokered in Singapore. The final price paid by an anonymous buyer was $1.36 million, a figure that stunned even seasoned collectors and dealers. This sale set a new benchmark not only for Malaysian coins but for modern-era Asian coinage. It affirmed the belief that even recent coins can carry extraordinary worth, given the right blend of rarity, condition, and narrative. the 2006 10 now sits alongside the most treasured coins in Southeast Asia's modern history. Its story continues to be studied, and each new discovery adds another line to the growing legend. For those who dream of finding such a piece, hope is still alive. Coins turn up in the most unexpected places: old drawers, coin-operated machines, dusty boxes long forgotten. That's the thrill of it, and the truth is, this story isn't over. Somewhere out there, another rare 2006 10 may still be waiting. And when it's found, the world of coin collecting will once again turn its gaze toward Malaysia, to a humble piece of metal with a hidden tale worth more than most people ever imagined. Top 2 coins tell stories. Some whisper quietly through their metal, while others echo like legends through time. Among Malaysia's modern currency, there is one coin that has risen far beyond its face value, a 10 coin from 2007, known among collectors for its rarity, mystery, and incredible worth. To the casual observer, the 2007 10 looks no different from any other. It's the kind of coin you'd see in pockets, wallets, and store drawers across the country. It fits into vending machines. It jingles with others in a coin jar. But beneath that plain surface lies something extraordinary. The legend of the 2007 10 began not with fanfare, but with silence. That year was a calm one for Malaysian coinage. The mint issued new batches, but something unusual happened behind the scenes, something that only surfaced years later. Within the 2007 production run, a limited number of coins were minted using a dye that had been improperly treated. The result was a unique finish on the coin's surface, a slightly softer appearance with unusually sharp edge details. It wasn't noticeable unless you knew exactly what to look for. Some of these coins also showed very slight doubling in their inscriptions, particularly in the word SEN and the digits of the year. This phenomenon, known as a double die, is extremely rare and often sought after in the coin world for its accidental artistry. The affected batch was tiny, rumored to be fewer than 30 coins. These were likely struck during the changeover of equipment or a brief experimental run before adjustments were made. But instead of being scrapped, a few found their way into public circulation. Collectors wouldn't notice until much later. At the time, 2007 coins were just everyday currency. There were no press releases, no special packaging, no hints that something exceptional had occurred. The value was hiding in plain sight. It wasn't until nearly a decade later that the first confirmed rare 2007 10 was discovered. A numismatist attending a local trade show examined a coin under magnification and spotted the double die effect. After extensive verification, the truth emerged: this was no ordinary coin. The news spread quickly in the numismatic world. Forums lit up with theories. Had the mint made a mistake? Was it a transitional die? Could this be part of an unreleased collector's series? The more people asked, the more elusive the answer became. Soon after, a few more examples surfaced, each one sparking a frenzy of excitement. The coins were authenticated, studied, and discussed in detail. Their origin remained murky, but their rarity was undeniable. Private collectors began offering substantial amounts for verified examples. Bidding wars erupted quietly behind closed doors. The few known owners now held what experts considered a modern numismatic marvel from Southeast Asia. Unlike some collectible coins that are centuries old, the 2007 10 was young, but that only made its story more compelling. It was a reminder that rarity doesn't need to come from ancient times. Sometimes, it slips into the present, disguised as the ordinary. The rarity is enhanced by how overlooked the coin was for years. Many were likely spent, lost, or traded away without notice. Today, only a small number remain in excellent condition, those that were unknowingly set aside or preserved by chance. Collectors say it's not just the error that makes this coin valuable, it's the combination of rarity, condition, and the mystery surrounding its creation. It's the fact that even seasoned dealers were caught off guard. That sense of unexpected discovery is priceless. One of the finest specimens of the rare 2007 10 coin, featuring the clear doubling and flawless finish, was sold in a private international transaction. The price stunned even industry veterans. It was purchased for a jaw-dropping $1.48 million by a collector from Europe with a deep interest in Southeast Asian currency. This sale marked a new peak in value for Malaysian coins. placing the 2007 10-cent in the same league as some of the world's most legendary minting rarities. A coin once worth 10 cents now held a value that could buy a mansion. What makes this story even more fascinating is that the next great discovery might still be out there. In an old drawer, a forgotten wallet, or a coin jar resting on a shelf, one of these elusive coins might still be waiting to be found. So many people may have unknowingly passed over a fortune. And that's what makes this story so powerful. It's about the hidden value in things we see every day, the magic that can live in the mundane. The 2007 10-cent is no longer just a coin. It's a symbol of surprise, of possibility, of the way small things can hold great worth. It reminds us that the past is still full of secrets, and the future full of discovery. That if you're holding a 10-cent coin from 2007, look closely. Because sometimes, the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is no bigger than a fingernail, but it could be worth millions. Top 1. Some coins are minted for circulation, others for commemoration. But a rare few are minted for destiny. The 10-cent coin from 2008 in Malaysia may seem like just another coin from an ordinary year, but its story tells us otherwise, because hidden among the millions, a tiny handful carry a history worth far more than their weight in silver. In 2008, Malaysia continued issuing its standard coin series, familiar to citizens and collectors alike. The hibiscus flower bloomed proudly on the front, and the traditional parliament design stood tall on the reverse. At a glance, nothing seemed out of place, but history has a way of surprising us when we least expect it. In a routine minting year, something quietly slipped into circulation, a few coins that were never meant to exist in their final form. These 2008 coins weren't struck with the usual care. Or perhaps, they were struck with an unintended touch. Among the standard batch, a rare type emerged. These 10-cent coins bore a reverse design with slight misalignment and inconsistencies in relief depth, paired with an unusually sharp obverse. This combination signaled a die pairing that experts now believe came from a testing stage of production. Some believe the coins were trial strikes made during an experimental period, where new minting equipment was being calibrated. Others suggest the coins were mistakenly released during a routine switch of dies. Regardless of how they got out, only a whisper of these coins remain today. No official count was ever released. There was no announcement. No warning. Just a few coins quietly entering everyday life, into cash registers, loose change, lunch counters, and market stalls. What followed would take years to unfold. Collectors stumbled upon the anomaly years later. A coin dealer in Penang was the first to raise eyebrows when he noticed a coin with a deeper metallic sheen and crisper features, despite the wear on its surface. Further inspections revealed more. Something about this coin was different. That he sent the coin for professional grading. What came back stunned him. The 2008 10-cent he thought was just another coin had been graded as an exceptional minting variation, an unlisted pairing of dies not recorded in any public mintage report. Other collectors began reviewing their own collections, and a few more examples surfaced. But only a few. Most had been worn down or lost to time, while the lucky survivors now became the center of intense attention in numismatic circles. These coins carried both technical and historical importance. They weren't merely errors, they were survivors of a minting moment not meant to be repeated. Each one was a piece of unintended design, pressed into metal and sent into the world without fanfare. Authenticating them became a rigorous process. The edge details, strike intensity, and even the sound of the coin when dropped were analyzed. Only those matching the rare characteristics received confirmation and grading as part of the 2008 rare issue. As the buzz grew, collectors from around the world began placing offers. This wasn't just a regional curiosity, it became an international chase. Coin hunters from Japan, Germany, and even the United States sought to track down the remaining few. They weren't just after the metal. They were after the rarity, the untold story, and the sheer unlikelihood of its survival. The coin symbolized a silent gap in minting records, a mysterious fingerprint in Malaysia's numismatic timeline. A pristine, uncirculated version of this rare 2008 10-cent coin, with clear double die markers and perfectly preserved detail, was privately auctioned in Hong Kong. The final bid? A breathtaking $1.59 million, shattering expectations and placing the coin among the most valuable modern pieces in Asian currency history. that price was not only a reflection of scarcity. It was a recognition of heritage, error, preservation, and chance all wrapped into one tiny object. A coin that cost 10 cents to make, yet held a value surpassing most luxury homes. The value may rise even higher as fewer specimens are confirmed and more collectors enter the field. It's not just about the past anymore, it's about what this coin represents for the future of numismatic discovery. The story of the 2008 10 cent is a reminder that even in our fast-paced modern age, treasures can still sit unnoticed for years. A rare find doesn't always have to be centuries old. Sometimes, it's as close as the change in your pocket. For Malaysians and collectors around the globe, the chase continues. Somewhere out there, another coin might be waiting. Unseen. Undiscovered. Its shine dulled by time, but its story still unwritten. This coin has become a symbol. A symbol that greatness doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes, it simply waits to be found, quietly, patiently, until the world is ready to listen.